welcomed in this corner. I'm James Smith. Boxing on the big screen. There is no better metaphor for life than the sport of boxing. And there has been no better backdrop for the big screen than the sport of boxing. Well over 170 movies centering around the sweet science, far greater than any other sport. This is because boxing and prize fighters embody a universal dream of spirit, desire, and sometimes despair, but mainly focusing on what makes boxers the most common and uncommon of all athletes, and that is keep on fighting. Get knocked down, get up. Never give up. Over the years, In This Corner has had the pleasure of sitting down with some of the great actors who have portrayed some very diverse characters in boxing film. Samuel L. Jackson in Resurrecting the Champ, Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale in The Fighter, Hugh Jackman in Real Steel. Today, we will look at two of the most iconic actors ever to portray boxers in legendary films. Sylvester Stallone of the Rocky franchise and Robert De Niro of the timeless classic Raging Bull. They have joined forces in Grudge Match, opening in theaters December 25th.
Certain athletes are born enemies, but the fiercest rivalry was between two fighters, Razor and Kid.
They fought only twice, but the tie-breaking grudge match never happened.
Today I'm announcing my retirement from professional boxing.
You know what this is, Razor? It's a video game. They want to put you and Kid in the game. All they do is videotape you throwing a couple punches, voice record you, I'm gonna kill you. Except in a white guy's voice, because they don't want to scare anybody.
Okay, Razor, let's throw some jabs at Wilbur the dummy.
Come on, Razor. Imagine this kid.
Hey, I hope I don't look like that big of an ass.
Set me up.
I told you come at 1 o'clock, kid.
I want to see my old friend. He's been ducking me for 30 years. I missed him.
It don't look like you're missing any meals. I'm out of here.
No, you're not.
It's not the behavior of old men.
Check out this clip that is just blowing up online.
I got a company that wants the official rematch. They're gonna pay you $100 grand.
Well, I can't be in the same room as that guy. Not worth it.
The hell you mean it ain't worth it? I'm looking at your house.
I'm your trainer, Mikey.
You can't be my trainer. Maybe I believe you ate my trainer.
Time to train.
What have I done?
It's insane.
Oh, yeah?
Give me one reason. You're fat. You got weak knees. You're fat. Don't sugarcoat it. Be honest.
Think I can talk to you for a second? I'm your son.
Thought maybe you could use a little help.
Hey, what are you doing?
We're just here to buy a little dinner. You don't have to punch everything.
You, my friend, are embarrassing yourself. A great performer knows when it's time to get off the stage, kid.
If one of you gets knocked out, is it safe to say you've fallen and you can't get up?
The whole world's laughing at us, but we're not dead. In fact, I feel more alive now than I ever felt.
Razor, why now?
I'm a fighter. I was born to be a fighter.
You got every right to hate me, but I need you in my corner.
No matter how hard you guys work, it won't be your best.
It's the best we got.
30 years after their second fight, Kid McDonough and Razor Sharp get ready to go at it again.
This is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like a ceiling can't hold us.
Gutsy move going without a bra.
I took a dump on your porch.
We are live, guys. We are live right now.
Hey, Webster, show a little respect.
I choose to believe that you just called me Webster because of my dictionary-sized vocabulary, not because of my height and race.
No, it's because you're short and black.
What was Jesus like? I'm curious. Was he cool?
In This Corner welcomes two legends of the big screen and guys who've had a major impact on the sport of boxing with Raging Bull, the Rocky series. In This Corner welcomes Robert De Niro, Sylvester Stallone. Couple of hellos from my industry for you guys. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, who played Billy Fox in your movie, in Raging Bull, told me to tell you hello.
Oh, yeah, tell him
And he said
hello.
you had made a damn good 6-round fighter.
Well, that was nice. Thank him.
And I got one for you from a guy, he wants a rematch. You sparred with him. His name is Ernie Shavers.
Oh, forget it. You know, he hit me so hard, I swear to you, the producer jumped into the ring, threw his tip, don't kill him.
Yeah.
I never in my life, I've always told this story, literally, I thought, if anyone has ever had a Buick, bumped it, I mean, the bumper of a Buick, I never felt anything like it.
Yeah.
And he was joking. He was like 20-ounce gloves.
Let's talk about the impact that boxing has had on the big screen. I think there's been 178 movies that have been made about boxing more than any other sport.
Amazing, yes.
I'll throw it out to both of you. Why does it resonate so well, boxing on the big screen?
I think dramatically, it's very easy to follow. The trials and tribulations of a fighter is very identifiable to people in everyday life, struggling to get by, trying to provide for their family, and then facing the fear of the unknown, and then the triumph. Fighting is in our DNA. You just can't avoid it. So team sports are not normal. In other words, they're collective, thought about, worked at, but boxing is absolutely indigenous to what we are.
What made you most proud about your portrayal of Jake LaMotta? He was proud of it. He told me recently, he said he sparred about 1,000 rounds with you in preparation for that. Don't know if you really did that or not, but he was happy.
I was lying, we did 2,000. No, we did less. Yeah.
Well, what made you so proud about that performance? You've been in so many damn movies and done a great job in all of them, but that one was special.
Well, I worked hard on it. Jake was a big help. He and his brother Joe and Pete Savage, and he's a character and a great one to play, and I was lucky that I could do it.
Was it harder for you to get in the great shape that you got in, or to get out of shape like you got into play later on, Jake LaMotta?
Well, the out of shape is easier than losing the weight. The first 40 pounds, I gained 60, and then 40. The first 40, 45 you just go back to your old eating habits, slowly letting yourself back into. You just can't do it. You got to gradually let yourself get back down to where you were. But then the last 20 or 15 pounds, those are always hard for people to lose.
You're never the same.
Well, it's easier today. When I fought, we had to weigh in the day of the fight. Now the kids get a chance
I know,
to.
and I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I think there'd be a lot less injuries if you were really fighting a real welter.
Yeah, I agree with you. And all the old school guys, feel the same way about that.
You set me up?
Nobody set anybody up, Razor. What'd I tell you? I told you come at 1 o'clock, kid.
I came early. Wanted to see my old friend. He's been ducking me for 30 years. I missed him.
It don't look like you're missing any meals. I'm out of here.
No, you're not. Not until you admit that you quit that fight because you were scared of me. Huh?
I'm getting out of here, and I'm asking nice.
Oh, what?
Get out of the way. Just get out of the way.
Try and move me. Go ahead.
You know, maybe you're right. I might pop a disc because you're so fat. But weight class you're fighting that now? Lap band?
I can still take it.
Hey, you know what? Maybe to the prom if you ask nice.
Oh,
yeah, right.
Pushing the luck now.
Hey,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I did you.
Hey,
you're just sorry.
kid.
You're a lucky guy.
Okay. No, man! What are you doing? No, Razor. Razor. No! Stop! Oh, stop it! Stop it! Oh. What are you doing? Stop it! Don't do that!
I want to beat you!
Don't do that! Come on! What are you doing?
Errol Flynn played in a boxer, and John Garfield, and Anthony Quinn,
Robert
and
Ryan,
Paul Newman, all of but you guys.
Kirk Douglas.
And for you, Sly, I mean, even Mike Tyson, when he knew I was coming here, he said one of the things that he was so thrilled about getting in the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2011 was because he got in your class. That has to make you feel pretty good.
Because I felt the same way. Here, Cesar Chavez in him. I mean, can you get more iconic than that? And the fact that Rocky brought back a little heat at that time. I think in the 70s, boxing was starting to is not as popular. And then all of a sudden, it kind of gave it a shot in the arm. So I didn't think I was worthy to be there, but I couldn't have picked two better guys to be with. About 10 years ago, someone said Mike Tyson is involved in a charity event. He wanted to have a boxing exhibition, and the funds would go for the poor or some charitable event. Would you mind boxing him? And then I said, sure, as long as the charity will be for my life support. Because thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate that.
Well, your films, the 6 films and the music and everything, even fighters today, when I'm at ringside in Vegas, they come into Eye of the Tiger or your music or what have you. That particular, I'm going to blame you for the reason we've had so many damn problems in the heavyweight division. You started it with Ivan Drago and Rocky IV. Now we got the Klitschkos.
I know. Don't you think, though? Don't you? I'm serious. You got to have a super division.
Yeah.
Because the heavyweights are amazing. The 210s, 215s, 220, and then you jump to 260. You can't compete against that.
Well, I did the final interview Joe Frazier ever did. 2 months before he passed away, I sat down with him, and I know you guys both respect Smoking Joe.
Yeah.
And he said that. He said, how the hell, Smitty, would I land that left hook now? Because it's hard. So that is something. But if he landed the left hook, I think he'd get the job done.
For sure, but he needed a ladder.
As soon as we get out of this cop's eye lines, I'm gonna punch you in the face again.
Tell me so I know when to say ow.
Ladies, my God, please don't embarrass yourselves any further out here. Come look at this. Come here, I want you to look at this video.
What's this?
It's a video that's going viral. It's got over like 1 million views right now. You don't know what I mean by going viral? Razor, you know what YouTube is? Neither one of you know what viral means. What type of out of touch old mother?
Hey.
Sorry, sorry, uncalled for. Forget it. Look, it's a video of your fight.
Wow, that's me? Hey, that's me. Hey, they say the camera adds 10 pounds. Wow.
What's your excuse for the other 20?
Okay, can you do me a favor? Save all the verbal jousting for more important time. I'm about to lay something huge on you. I got a company that wants the official rematch, December 15th, Palace Theater. They're gonna pay each of us 75 grand.
Each of us.
I don't know why I said that. I meant each of you. They're gonna pay each of you 100 grand.
Just give me the 15 grand you promised me for the game.
Hey, Jago, if you promised him 15 grand,
First of all,
give me the money.
Why are we talking about that? Because they're not gonna pay you. You'd be lucky if they don't sue the both of you for breaking up all the
I needed that money. I needed the money.
I should be doing this for the 15.
Okay, what you should do is get off me in front of this police station. Now I got more money for you.
Nothing you get off me. I ain't fighting him.
Okay, Razor, don't walk away from this.
So why don't you want to do it?
Please.
It's a chance of a lifetime, you moron.
Not helping.
What's your favorite boxing movie, other than the ones you've been in?
I like The Fighter.
Yeah, it was good.
And I not necessarily, the boxing was, I like the whole story and everything. I liked it when I was a kid. I remember Somebody Up There Likes Me.
Paul Newman. I call fighters the most common and uncommon of all athletes. You don't play boxing. It's not football. It's not hockey. What makes fighters so special to you?
I believe the best fighters come from pretty tumultuous backgrounds. Horrible upbringing usually, and tough, and horrible in the sense they can have a great family, but it's just impoverished, it's tough. Everything is a struggle. And that kind of neediness and that wanting to prove and provide and the toughness that the street breathes into you, that's what you need to be a fighter. You can't come from Beverly Hills and say, okay, I'm hungry. It just doesn't work.
You made me wait 30 years to prove to the world I can kick your ass, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kick your ass.
You're gonna move on.
What, move on? Now that you got her, you want me to move on? How do you live with yourself knowing that we tied? How do you, there was no grudge match? You never beat me.
I was there.
No.
He kicked your ass.
He didn't kick my ass. He knew I wasn't ready for that fight. I lost that fight because I was out of shape. The first one, I kicked his ass because I was in shape.
You're pathetic.
You're pathetic. Tell her. Tell her.
He wasn't ready.
Yeah. See? And so you were afraid of that third fight.
Not even a little bit. I was gonna knock you
out.
out.
Come on, let's do it now then.
Look at us.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Look at us.
Yeah, look at us. We're not dead. Everybody's laughing at us. The whole world's laughing at us.
right.
But we're not dead. We're not dead. In fact, this whole thing has made me feel more alive than ever. You? What about you? Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. This is our last chance. Let's finish this once and for all. Come on.
In Grudge Match, I've seen this over and over again, the rubber match. Yours got to take place. I get the feeling if Sugar Ray Robinson was here now, he'd be 92 just like Jake. I would imagine they'd want to fight for a 7th time. Why is it that with fighters, it's just the score is never settled, Robert?
Just isn't. You want to come back and try and win the next time if you've lost before.
And I think there's been some really crappy decisions. For example, my favorite fighter is Harry Greb.
From Pittsburgh.
The best ever. Guy fought his last 10 fights. Last 100 fights with one eye. He never told anybody. He beat Gene Tunney to a pulp, and then after that, they wouldn't let him win anymore. In New York.
Tunney's only loss.
He trashed him. He broke him to pieces. Then he beat him again in New York, but he said, you're never going to win in New York, because he was a villain. And again, things like that. I always thought that so he would fight, and the reason I bring Reb up 8 times, 7 times, these guys, he played them every 3 weeks if he had to.
The way I end with all my fighters is, how do you want to be remembered as a fighter, and how do you want to be remembered as a man? How do you want to be remembered as an actor, and how do you want to be remembered as a man?
Oh, as being a good actor and as being a good person, to doing the right thing.
I want to be remembered as a horrible actor and a worse man.
Thanks for joining us on In This Corner.
These men here have always been held in special reverence for me. Greatest athletes in the world, but more than that, they are our connection to the past and our way to the future. They are the guys that go there and take the blows and show that if you really put it out there on the line, you are a champion. You may not be the champion of the world, but you'll be the champion of your life. And yo, Adrian, I did it!